this guy here in particular had never done direct mail before.
Do you know what his return on investment or his ROI on that 1,600 mailers were?
He roughly was making anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000 per deal.
Well, sweet deal. What's going on, everyone? This is Casey at REIPrintMail. I have your senior coach, Bryan Hollenberg, with us today. He has an excellent campaign that he wants to speak about, and so we're going to dive into it. All right, Bryan, why don't you go ahead and tell us about that campaign?
Yeah, absolutely. So this guy here in particular had never done direct mail before. He's in Highland and Portage, Indiana. Had a smaller marketing budget to get started, and it actually turned out to do really well. We A/B tested a couple mail pieces here.
Okay.
We chose our check mailer, which is a great performing piece. A soft offer postcard as well. It's a yellow postcard. It's awesome. It shows up. It's also got the offer on there. So the same idea as the check, but just a different mail piece. Change up the look a little bit. He's doing really well. He had a small marketing budget, and he actually closed a couple deals on it.
Excellent. How many deals did he close on that?
I'll start off with his budget. So he actually only sent out 1,742 mail pieces total. That's between the two mail pieces.
Wow.
So we sent out 871 check mailers and 871 postcards. The postcard, he only got 2 calls on it. So the postcard didn't perform very well. Check mailer, on the other hand, 16 phone calls on that marketing budget. So he spent $1,663 total. Got 18 calls, which is a 1.03 response rate.
Oh, beautiful.
Which is amazing. On average, we see nationwide average about a 0.5% response rate. He blew that out of the water.
Yeah.
Did really well. Ended up getting 2 deals on that.
Well, sweet deal. It sounds like he did extremely well. Do you know what his return on investment or his ROI on that 1,600 mailers were?
Yeah. He roughly was making anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000 per deal.
Wow.
He got 2 deals and he spent that $1,663. So he did really well. His expectations, or the expectations I gave him, I should say, he blew it out of the water. Him and his team are really strong. On average, it takes the average investor 20, 25 phone calls per deal.
Okay.
They got 18 phone calls and closed 2 of them. So
Yeah.
they're doing something right on their end as well.
So he's definitely probably more on the expert end of investing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can tell by talking to this guy on the phone. I haven't met him in person yet, but I can tell they do really well.
Excellent.
So that was month 1. Like I said, this guy had never done mail before. So we were testing a couple mail pieces, just kind of testing the strategy, what we'd want to do in his area. And so that check mailer, like I said, got 16 calls. The postcard only got 2 calls, which typically that postcard does really well, but we wanted to test that, make sure he's getting the most for his smaller marketing budget. So month 2, we doubled down. We used the check only. And on month 2, he only got 1 deal. He got a 1% response rate, which is still really well. He sent out 2,256 mailers and got 22 phone calls, equaling that 1%. Like I said, still really well. They still closed a deal on it. Roughly, they spent about $1,900 and still got that deal. So
Yeah, that's excellent. Because would you have any recommendations for newer investors in that area?
yeah, I mean, not to oversaturate with the same mail piece, but I would go with the check mailers. I don't know what it is. Sometimes we don't know exactly why things are working. We just know what does work best. And
Yeah.
the check seems to be performing really well. He was my first customer in that area. So it was kind of a test run for me too. So I gave him some of our top performing pieces. We tested them and we put 80% of those market values on those checks, and he did really well.
Excellent. Because how do these results compare to your previous direct mail campaigns you ran?
Yeah, so like I said, nationwide average for about a 0.5% response rate. So let's say 0.5% on this. He got 22 phone calls equaling that 1%. So typically you're looking at roughly 11 phone calls, give or take. So he did really well. I don't know exactly what it was. We actually gathered the data for him as well through REI Smart Data. Our data department gathered that data for him, implemented our AI algorithm within that data, and it performed really well.
Excellent. So, Bryan, you said he has a large team. Is he answering the phone calls himself, or does he have an acquisition, or does he have a call team?
Yeah, good question. So actually, he does have a large team, but they're busy. They're also listing properties. They're a licensed agent as well. So they're focused on that side of business as well. So actually, they're using our phone team to answer those calls.
Oh, sweet deal.
And that helps us out big time because then we can really track. We can really narrow down and see how many phone calls they got, which mail piece performed the best. Our team supplies different tracking numbers for each different mail piece. That way we can say, hey, just like we did in this campaign, the check mailer got a lot more phone calls than the postcard. Let's get rid of the postcards. Double down on what's working.
Right.
So our phone team is answering those calls, taking those initial phone calls, qualifying those leads for him, and we're passing all the qualified leads onto his team.
Beautiful. Going off of this campaign that you just had, so if you had a newer investor come to you and ask, how is this market performing, what would you tell them? Is this a good market to be in?
I think it absolutely is. And the fact that they're making so much profit per deal, $25,000 per deal, your marketing budget with that small marketing spend, they're making great money. Staying out of the Indianapolis market, I think is probably a better idea. It's more competitive in there. They're outside of that. I think that was part of their tactic. Whenever they came to me and said, hey, this is where we want to target, they wanted to stay away from where all the competition is.
Yeah.
So a lot less competition here. They're doing well. 1% response rate. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend getting in that market. Yep.
Yeah. Because hopefully we don't get copyrighted, but they're 10X'ing in that market basically.
Yeah.
$100 spin.
Yep.
Seeing about $25,000 on a deal. That's beautiful.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't beat that. On month 3, this is their most recent month. This is month 3 of this exact campaign. We're refreshing the data every month. So our team's pulling new data every single month. They sent out 1,851 mailers. That's a total spend of $1,962. And once again, just like month number 1, they got 2 deals on that, 19 calls on month 3. So a little over a 1%, and they got 2 deals on that. They're definitely 10X in their return.
Yeah, that's a 20X right there.
Yeah, that doesn't happen all the time.
No.
That definitely does not happen all the time. Typically, when I'm talking to a newer investor that's never done direct mail, I tell them a 0.5% response rate is a good response rate.
Yeah.
That's good. And that's for every 1,000 pieces you send out, that's 5 phone calls. Doesn't sound like much, but that's what it is. That's the average response rate. And that's what I would tell a newer investor. And they crush that.
And just going off of those numbers too, you can't be in that position if you're not doing it. That's the main thing. Like you were saying, just getting started and just sending the mail out there, regardless of how much it can be, just getting out there and getting in front of them, because do you know how many times they're mailing to that list? I know you said you're refreshing it monthly. Are you keeping certain data on there?
Yeah, so they're refreshing every single month, but I'm sure there's going to be overlap. So let's say on a 1% response rate, that means 99% of your list hasn't responded yet.
Correct, yeah.
Those people are still there. There's going to be overlap from time to time. So what we're doing is refreshing the data. That way it's taking the older data out, anything that's sold previously, and it is gathering some new data as well in there.
Okay. Thank you, Bryan, for coming in and going over your clients' campaigns. Excellent results. It's always a blessing to share extremely successful campaigns like your clients. If you'd like to find out what's working in your area or in Indiana, please click the link below to schedule a meeting with your marketing coach. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to REI Print Mail. We'll see you in the next one.